Hello everyone, my name is Asmogan, and welcome to Painting Thursdays. And today we'll be painting an Ork Boy. This one in particular. Now before we get too in-depth in the video, I do want to go over the paints I used for this real quick. And it's just going to rattle them off. The first two most important ones are going to be Vallejo Black and Vallejo White. Those are the two most important pigments I used to augment a lot of the paints to the proper color that I wanted to use for the miniature. For the rest of the paints that I used, for the purple for the Death Skulls, I ended up using a combination of 2 parts Vallejo Ultramarine Blue and a Vallejo Bloody Red. I used 1 part of that in with the, and I mixed it in with the Ultramarine Blue to produce that purple pigment I wanted. That was still very reminiscent of a deeper blue, but again more vibrant with the purple. So that's how I was able to produce that. And in terms of other colors that I used primarily after that, I used Wog Flesh for the orc skin, and for highlights for it, I used Warboss Green, and then I mixed a little bit of Warboss Green with Flash Gets Yellow. The reason I mixed Flash Gets Yellow, and this was actually a tip that was provided on a tutorial video by Midwinter Minis, which didn't influence the overall process of producing this Ork Boy. I did go with my general process for painting first and foremost, and then I moved forward, and I used a little bit of influence from his tutorial on the highlighting stage. Maybe subconsciously I used some other tips, but for the most part, that's the only one I made consciously for any changes from my normal methodology of painting Ork Boys. And I do like the end process. The tip is really good. It makes the Ork War Boss green more vibrant. It really helps it pop. So it is a tip that I would likewise recommend. And if you haven't seen Minwinter Minis tutorial on painting Ork Boys in about 30 minutes, I recommend you guys go check that out. I'll leave a link to it in the description and in the pinned comment. It's a very good tutorial, but I'm not much of a tutorial guy. The last two things I want to address that I almost forgot to address was the washes I used. I used Agrax Earthshade for the majority of the miniature, and I used Nuln Oil for the weapons, both the gun and the axe. Nuln Oil is definitely good for metallics, and Agrax Earthshade is good for giving those earthy tones, almost like a dirty, crevice, dark. It gives a good impression that whatever you cover with Agrax Earthshade has been through dirty scenarios. It basically gives a simulation of dirt in the creases, and it's a really good wash. I recommend it for a good chunk of minis, especially Horde armies. Agrax Earthshade is a pretty versatile wash. Nuln Oil is good as well if you want to do an overall wash of all your minis with Nuln Oil. It still gives that dirty feeling, but I think it does better with metallics than it does overall coverage. I prefer Agrax Earthshade myself. And for the metallics, I didn't forget to mention this earlier, I used Lead Belcher primarily. I used a little bit of gunmetal on certain parts, but it was primarily Lead Belcher. Alrighty guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun painting this guy. It definitely was a challenge on two fronts. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I was painting this guy not in my normal way of painting miniatures, especially in bulk. I usually put them on one of my handles. I put him down on one of my handles, I lock him in, and then I'll usually paint like this with the light going right on where I'm working, and I'll paint like this. But for the sake of this video, I decided to try a new method, which I believe I observed from Grubertown Hobbies. Go check them out. That guy over there is like the Bob Ross of miniature painting. And not gonna lie, some of his thumbnails, like he has some crazy eyes in some of his thumbnails. But I think that's kind of the charm, is when you get to know him, that's kind of funny. Well, get to know him from a viewer's standpoint. I don't know him personally. But yes, this is how I had to paint the video, do the miniature painting. So I was very much doing this with the camera on the side over here, trying my best, not to bump the camera and change its angle while still trying to paint the mini. It was actually basically just a test of my skill set to adapt, because again, I'm more used to this, not this. So that in itself was kind of fun. All in all, I'm happy that I got this done. I can't wait to paint some more orcs. I'm probably not going to start the Black Templars until November. The reason for that is it's Orktober. Like, why not dedicate the rest of this month to, in terms of my Painting Thursday videos, to painting more Ork Boys. I got plenty of Ork Boys to do. I can do like a bulk video where I do more than one. I can work on my Ludas. I got my Death Dreads, Killicans. I got plenty of Ork models and different ones definitely to justify different videos going forward. So yeah, if you guys want to see more of these, leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I do these painting videos every Thursday. This is the first one. This is I'm hoping to keep this tradition alive. Even if these videos don't get a lot of love, I'm definitely going to put a lot of love into them. And yeah, at the end of the day, I did get a lot of thrill painting this guy. It was a lot of work, and I'm happy it worked out. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's Painting Thursdays video. I'm thinking about experimenting with another thing to add to the schedule, but for right now, I'm not certain if I want to do it, and I'm not even certain there's a specific day I want to allocate to it. I know I'm being very cryptic, but I don't want to throw any ideas out there, get people like excited, and then if it doesn't happen, people then then get mad at me, essentially. I don't want to do that to you guys, so I'll just leave it at, I'm thinking about adding something. I won't spoil what it is for right now, and if I end up deciding not to do it, at least you guys didn't know what it was, so you didn't get your hopes up. But anyway, all in all, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe at all. But if you're someone who does want to spend a dime, does want to support the channel, does want to support me being able to afford my plastic crack hobby, please check out my Patreon. It'll be linked in the description below. And again, check out the Midwinter's Minis tutorial if you're interested in learning how to paint your own Ork Boys. If you're interested in learning how to paint them the exact same style as me, there's not a huge variation between what I do in Midwinter Minis, but there's definitely a difference in methodology as you go forward. But all in all, thank you guys so much for watching yet again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye! And for the Imperium, my brothers. Don't give me that.